Hi, it's Zalman Meyer-Smith from CSO. With everything that's going on with anti-Semitism, attacks, and general threats to Jewish and Israeli sites, one of the greatest gifts that the US government gives is what's known as the DHS grant, or the Non-Profit Security Grant. It's given every year. It's been given since the year 2001. The amount that's given every year will vary. Last year, for example, was 100,000. The year before was 150,000. These grants are on an annual basis. They are competitive. So what that means is there's an allocated amount from the Congress, and then you have to apply to the state that then is the clearinghouse for the federal government. So with these grants, there's a few pros and cons really in either doing it yourself or outsourcing to a grant writer. So number one, these are all for physical items at your site. As of last year, they did allow up to the full amount for contracted private security or off-duty law enforcement as well. And that might sound great because you can obviously put that towards covering costs with security and law enforcement. However, security is a multifaceted process and level, and in our opinion, you shouldn't just leave that to either private security or the police on the outside. Items that are included in the grant, apart from the private contracted security, are items that go towards enhancing your property. So those could be fencing, jersey barriers, which will stop a vehicle entering your facility either intentionally or by accident, so people won't get hurt. Fences, alarms, cameras, computer backup systems, impact windows, impact doors, and a myriad of other items as well. The process opens with a statement from Congress. They've actually already given us a heads up that it's probably going to be the middle of February that the feds are going to announce. And then it takes the state, it depends on your state, 2 to 3, maybe even 4 weeks or longer to announce to open up the applications on a local basis. Now, once that's done, then you can apply to the state. You fill out all the documentation, and then you have to wait until probably about August or September for a response as to whether or not you get it. Now, I'll be honest with you, everyone and their mother wants to get this grant. It's a lot of money. As a good friend of mine said, that the easy part is getting the grant. The hard part is the grant management, which is true. So you have to fulfill that. This is not an easy process. Some people say, you know what, I could do it myself. There is just a lot of work to be done there. So we recommend there is an allocation within the grant for what's called management and administration, that you can identify and use the services of a skilled grant writer to also increase the chances of you getting the grant. It's not so simple. Your grant's got to stand out as well, so you have to go through a process before, which is getting ready for the grant. Part of that is your security or police assessment. We can tell you more about that. Just be in touch with us. And the prepping of the grant is just to have you, as soon as the grant opens, that it's being written, it's customized to your site and your site's needs, and that when they are looking at the request that you are making, that it actually matches up with the security assessment and your weaknesses and how they're going to strengthen them through giving you that 100,000 or whatever the amount's going to be that year. Our last piece of advice on this, because obviously there's a lot more to it, but again, just I really would recommend CSO has 2 amazing grant writers with really high track records. At the end of the day, it is covered by the grant. We all want to save the money, but the 2 parts are A, getting the grant, and then part 2, fulfilling all the requirements, jumping through the hoops with the state. Sometimes the state can get very silly with some of the things that they're asking for, and it can drag out the process there as well. So like anything in life, whether it's a dentist, a doctor, a lawyer, a CPA, use a professional, get it done right, and you'll increase your chances of getting it and getting it taken care of in a very short period of time. The last thing is just to actually know that this is a reimbursement grant. Reimbursement meaning that you fulfill the work first, and then it's reimbursed by the federal government. So that's another reason why you should be in touch with a professional to make sure that you aren't out of pocket for too long. If you have any questions, please be in touch with us. We'll be happy to help. There's a really short window of time here. and we'll be happy to help you out in any way that we can. Stay safe.